Well, it is election season, and you know, in the next couple of days, we're going to know who the next president of the United States is. And on a campaign stop in Michigan today, Stellantis got put on notice. Well, the comments should be fun on this video. It seems, let me get the camera over here a little closer. It seems every time we talk about this subject, somebody gets salty. Now look, I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care what party you're attached to. I don't care if you're an independent. Just go vote. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for or where you should vote. Just go vote. At a campaign stop in Warren, Michigan, former President Trump and the Republican candidate for president talked a little bit about the auto industry while he had UAW workers sitting behind him with auto workers for Trump. Now, I know that there's going to be some people in the comments, and I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, those are paid people. These are not actually auto workers, except I don't know if you've seen the video. Depends on where you get it, but you can find it on YouTube. They had people that were actual auto workers that spoke and talked about what's going on and how they feel that electric vehicles are a risk to them having a job. And they're right. Stellantis is consistently trying to move manufacturing of gas-powered vehicles to Mexico. We broke the story on this, talking about them pushing and that they were going to be moving Ram 1500 trucks to Mexico months ago. Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal jumps on it. Now everybody knows about it. The former president said something interesting today, though. He said, if they're in Mexico, if you're building American cars in Mexico, and you try to bring them in here, you're going to pay a tariff. Now, I don't know if that is the, it's not NAFTA anymore. What do they call it? The United States, Canada, Mexico Free Trade Agreement, whatever it is. I don't know what they called it. But, oh, look, gotta love this. We are getting closer to election season, so you can see I'm getting voter transport calls because they want to get people to go vote. Let me see. Hello?
To go vote. Press 1 to schedule a free round-trip ride to go vote today, or call or text 866-759-VOTE.
Wow, that's cool that they're doing free rides for voting. Again, go vote. But let's go ahead and continue what I was talking about. So, the biggest key point for me was he put Sean Fain on blast. He also put Stellantis on blast and said, basically, if you're going to build your cars in Mexico and then bring them into the United States, it's not going to happen. You're going to pay tariffs. Two things are going to happen now. Chinese are not going to invest in Mexico. They're also not going to invest in Canada. They know that they're not going to be able to get around the tariffs building the cars in Mexico. Now, that is 100% if the former president becomes the next president. Is that going to happen? We'll have to wait till Tuesday. I don't know. But it has to be giving the board of directors at Stellantis a lot of pause. They've been building out those assembly plants in Mexico to take over, they said, overflow capacity for the Ram 1500 trucks. Sounds like BS to me. We already know that they're going to move gas production to Mexico, but do they do that if the former president becomes the next president? I don't think they do. In fact, I think we see a 180-degree turn on Stellantis because a couple of different things have been said to happen. EVs are massively subsidized by the U.S. government. What do I mean by that? You get a $7,500 tax credit to buy one. Somebody like me that needs a tax credit every year, I just told you, I've told you in multiple videos before, I just bought a certified pre-owned BMW i4. Now, I don't get $7,500 for that. I get $4,500, I believe, for it. Still a tax credit. Still a BMW. So I end up buying one of these, like an i3, a used i3. It has to be under 25 grand. Maybe a Tesla Model 3. You guys, if you've been watching the channel, you saw I had a Tesla Model 3 last year. I had another Tesla the year before that. I had an i3. Now I got the i4. I take those tax credits every single year because they're free. The government's giving that money up. Guess what I'm not doing? Guess what I'm not buying? If the former president becomes our next president and immediately eliminates the tax credits for EVs. Not buying another electric car. And guess what that does for the market as consumers? Yeah, that $7,500 that dealers are able to, do some Mickey Mouse paperwork to take off the price of the car because they get, they transfer the credit to them. Nope. Nope. So then EVs become exponentially more expensive than a gas car. What do you think people are going to buy? Oh, that's right. Gas cars. So everything is literally hinging on what happens on Tuesday. I think should Trump end up winning, you're going to see Stellantis do a 180-degree turn because they don't have a choice. Remember they said they weren't an American company anymore? Oh yeah, we're in the Netherlands. We're a European company. Watch how fast Stellantis becomes an American company, depending on who wins for president. I thought it was interesting. I already know the comments are going to be a fireball. Look, say what you want. You don't have to agree with the former president. You could be voting for Kamala Harris. I'm fine. I don't care. We can politically, if we're talking about who's voting for who or whatever's going on, and I've never said who I voted for, just so we're clear. I know everybody puts me in the, he's got to be a super mega, blah, 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 blah. The big thing here, I guess, is to say, let's just be civil, man. There's enough divisiveness. There's enough division in the country already. I grew up Catholic. I don't profess to be Catholic anymore, but I grew up that way. I got friends that grew up Muslim. We're not at each other's necks because I grew up Catholic and somebody grew up Muslim. I'm friends with them. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why, if somebody doesn't agree with your politics, why, like if let's say a Kamala Harris supporter in the comments and a Trump supporter in the comments are talking, disagree to disagree. You don't have to agree. That's how, when I grew up, that's how it went. And it's crazy because most of my family from Massachusetts were all Democrats. And the other half of my family, the ones that lived in Connecticut, were Republicans. So it really comes down to just be civil. You can agree to disagree. Sometimes it's good to hear the other person's point of view. You might learn something. That's why I'm always open-minded. I talk to everybody. I don't ever close myself off to somebody because they're a Trump supporter or a Kamala supporter. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. But I digress. Election day is coming. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Carlos Tavares and John Elkin got to be shaking in their boots right now after what was said today. Ooh, boy. Wonder how many shifts they're going to add at all the plants in America so they don't have to pay those tariffs.